Well, hey, all you rock stars, you winners. Welcome to Win and Walk with Kris, and I'm your host, Kris. And what we're doing today is, let me see if I can turn y'all around. We are washing dishes because we're getting ready to participate in some icy weather big activities. But in order to cook like we want to cook and have all of the things that we're going to cook taste good, we need a clean kitchen to start with. We start with our hands. We wash our hands and then we wash the dishes. And we wipe down all of the surfaces so our kitchen is clean. So that's what we're going to do first off. And then we're going to make some homemade big back goodness. We're going to make some homemade cinnamon rolls from scratch. Alrighty then, rock stars, we're ready for the next step. The next step is to get the dough together, to get the yeast to begin to work its big back magic. So the first thing we're gonna do, look at this hair. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a fourth of a cup, well, a cup of milk. We warmed it up. We're gonna take a fourth of a cup of butter, and we're gonna put it with the milk. We warmed both of them up for like 45 seconds. We just wanted to heat them. We didn't want to, just wanted to warm them. We didn't want to boil them because it'll tear up the yeast. And then we take a package of yeast and we put that in there. Put that in there with an egg. Fourth of a cup of sugar and a half a teaspoon of salt. Throw that in there together. And we mix it up. Mix it up. You're just mixing until everything is incorporated, and that's all you're doing. That is all you're doing. You want to make sure the yeast is all in there and everything is doing what it needs to do. Once you see it's incorporated, the egg is there, the butter is there, and it's all to the good, then you're going to go to the next step. And you're going to combine them with your all-purpose flour. And then you're going to have a nice little bit of dough to start the cinnamon process. That's where the big bag begins. All right, we're back and we're done. Mixing up. Mixing up. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this. We're going to pull this dough from the dough hook. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Isn't that pretty? We're just going to take and pull that right off the hook, baby. Right off the hook. And then we're going to undo this. Undo this. And we're going to take this beautiful dough here and we're going to transfer it to this glass bowl. Wrapped in here. But before we do that, y'all, what we're gonna do, oh, this is a little, Mario's a little dusty. We're gonna take a little non-stick spray and we're gonna spray the inside of this bowl just a little bit. So this sticky dough, and bear in mind this is some sticky dough, but it's well needed. Gonna come out here. Sticky, but it's pretty. She's pretty. We're gonna take that and we're gonna put her there. See, there she is. We're gonna take her and flip her over just a little bit and just make a little nice little, just a little mound. Don't have to be perfect, but you just, that's why you want, my grandma used to, she didn't do cooking spray. She would just do a little melted butter. Do the same thing just to keep the dough, from sticking to the bottom of this glass bowl. Then you're going to take this, going to put it over the top of the bowl. You're going to put it in a warm area, which I'm going to put it right up under the stove, under the lamp, for about 30 minutes and let this dough, let it rise. Look at what size it is now. And in about 30 minutes, it's probably gonna double in size. We'll be back. Okay, so we're about to put the dough on this flour surface. Take it out of there. Get the rolling pin.
You want me to take it out now?
Yep. Boom. Okay. Yep. It's a decent dough.
Look at it, y'all.
And you just sort of flip it back and forth. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Do-do-do. Come on through, Romeo and Dr. Pepper.
Romeo, like literally, I love that for her. I'm very happy for her. Dr. Pepper is the best soda there is. 0 sugar though, but
okay, I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is like a rounded. This is rounded, and from here we're just gonna lightly roll it out, and we're gonna make a triangle. Gonna roll this down and roll this out, and we're just gonna take our time. It's no biggie. Put a little flour on here to make sure it doesn't stick. That's all you want to do. But this dough has already been kneaded. Doesn't need kneading. I kneaded it because it just feels so good. It's just so nice. But you're just rolling it out.
I'll spread the cinnamon sugar.
Yeah. You're just rolling it out. You don't want it super thick because it's not, you want it a little bit thicker than maybe a pie crust. But you've got to allow it to be thin enough to take all of your cinnamon sugar. And so that's what you want. It. You kind of want almost a long rectangle, sort of.
Overly rectangle.
Yeah, overly rectangular, because it's not. There's no perfection here. Okay, that's what I'm saying. There's no perfection. You wanna roll it out, and you can kind of tell as you're rolling how much further to the ends you have to go. See, it's sort of doing what I needed to do right here and right now. Oops.
The dough smells good.
The dough, that yeast, baby, that yeast. Fleischmann's yeast, y'all. You can get the packet of yeast, which is the old school. That's how Grandma Jackson used to do. But you can also get the newer school rapid rise in the little jar, and you can use that by spoonfuls. I might try that and see. But to me, y'all, I'm about that old school life. That's just what I'm about. That's just what I'm about. And we're going to take and we're going to roll it. Now, Kadra is going to apply the cinnamon sugar to it. It's going to apply the cinnamon sugar to it. Be careful and gentle with the dough. And we'll have enough. We're going to spread it all out. I saw somebody on YouTube had an offset spatula and they smoothed it all out. That's nice if you have one. I don't have an offset spatula. I don't have an offset spatula, so we have to spatulize where we spatulize. Specialize in the spatulize. So Kadra is putting that on there, and we're about to get to the final step, which is the roly, roly, roly. We'll be back with the roly, roly, roly in just a minute. All right, they see me rolling, they hate it. What I'm getting ready to do is get my roll on and get my cut on. And so, let me put the cutter right here. So you take the edge, you're rolling it sort of like a typewriter. Kind of do like a typewriter motion. Do, 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 and you're tightly roll, do, 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 roll, do, 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 do. And you're doing it a little at a time, and you're rolling it, rolling it, rolling it, rolling it. And that's what you're doing. And you're rolling it. And you're just going back, back, forth, and forth. and you're rolling it in, making sure not to lose any of the sugar. You know what I'm saying? That part. And you're just rolling it as tightly as you can as well. Pushing up and rolling, pushing up and rolling, pushing up and rolling. It looks ugly, but it's going to taste divine if you do it right. And you have to pinch and roll. Not pinch and roll, but lift and roll. If you roll it up like or roll it out like
Most people do this.
then in the center you're gonna have a whole big glop of cinnamon sugar. You want to kind of flatten and roll, flatten and roll, flatten and roll, flatten and roll, because you want the cinnamon rolls to be uniform. Hold on just a second, and you can cut them. But see how you don't want a big bump in the middle. So you got to roll from end to end, keeping it as tight as you can. Oh,
It looks so good, y'all.
smells delicious.
Yeasty.
Yeasty.
The cinnamon.
Not the Beastie Boys, but the Yeasty Boys. And you're rolling and you're rolling and you're almost done, but you gotta be sure to keep it together. Keep it together forever and ever. And you, boom, you gotta roll here. You gotta roll. Now what you want to do is you want to kind of pinch the top a little bit and just make sure it's sealed properly. And what you do with this roll is you take it first and you go to the center, where you think the center is. That will be the center. And you do that. And then you cut the half in half. And ooh, don't do what I just did. That's what you don't do.
Okay.
But there should be 12 of these, and you're doing a sewing motion. You should get 4 of each. See?
That's so pretty.
Boom. Kind of
Let me do it.
put them
Look
together.
how cute they are, guys.
Boom,
Show them that one, Mom.
boom. I'll show you when I finish, because you're going to cut your side. Boom. Boom. Boom.
They're gonna bake so nice.
They might all go in this same thing. I might have to bear it, but see y'all, that's kind of what it's giving. See, except for that one roll, the runaway roll I was trying to get away. I forgot the step where you seal the end. You press that down. That you seal the end with a little bit of water so the cinnamon roll won't unravel. But it's all right because they've got to proof one more time. Cut the half in half so you can have 4. Yeah, they might all go in this same pan. I don't know. Pretty, guys. Drop it in. Because they got No, you don't have to do that because it's.
Oh, butter. Is this considered a full?
No. Cut that in half. Ah, go ahead.
You just said cut in half.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
So we got a dozen here. And we've got maybe 2 left. So I guess those 2 will be my 2. But what we're going to do from here is we're going to take these bad boys and we're going to let them proof another 20 minutes, and then they'll be ready to cook and go in the oven, and we'll show you the finished result. Okay, we're rounding the corner. We have started the oven to preheat it to 375. And the last finishing touches before we actually call this a wrap and get the frosting it up is going to be heavy whipping cream, about a half a cup. I'm going to eyeball this. Basically, you're pouring it over the top of the cinnamon rolls and you're letting it seep down to the bottom. And then you're putting them in the oven, 375 degrees, for 20 to 25 minutes, depending upon your oven temperature and how they bake. But you want to give them you want to preheat your oven at least 5 minutes. That's most optional. But you pour it on the top. Pour like a half a cup on the top. Just sort of pour it over the top of it. And that's going to give it that golden brown crust, but that's also going to give it that cinnamon glaze at the bottom. And that's all you need. Because they proofed and they doubled just a little bit in size, not as big as they're getting ready to get in the oven. But yeah, that's about it. And that's it for the cinnamon roll. They're pretty easy to make. This I'm just taking y'all step by step so y'all will know how to do it. And I will also put the recipe in my description box so y'all will have that. But in 20 minutes we're gonna have some cinnamon rolls. Y'all stay tuned. Well, we're at the end, rock stars. We finally made it to the finish line. All we have to do is wait for these monster buns, to cool. Look at that glaze. Look at all of that on the bottom. It's hot, but it smells heavenly and divine. So we're going to give these 10 good minutes. And while we give them their 10 good minutes, we're going to put some frosting on here. And that's going to end our big activities for today. I'll be back. Hey, rock stars, we are at the end and we are almost done. Once we frost, we're it. So we're gonna make this frosting, this little glaze right now. In here is about a half a cup of powdered sugar, or a cup of powdered sugar, and a half of a block of cream cheese is in here. To it, I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla, which is 2 little capfuls of this. 1, 2, and we're going to add a couple of dollops of 2% milk, or whatever milk you have, just to start with, not that much. And we're going to whisk it up, and then we're going to glaze. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. This seems like a long, lengthy process, but it's really not. It's just the aspect of filming it that's long and lengthy. But I've enjoyed it. It reminds me so much of the times that me and my grandmama and me and my mom would cook in the kitchen. And it was just a blessed time, and I didn't realize how blessed it was till it was no more. I kind of took their cooking and their love of food and family in the kitchen. I kind of took that for granted until I got married and had a family of my own, and then it all came back to me just how blessed they were. See how quickly that came together, how fast? That's one good rule of thumb you want to do. You don't want to start out putting a whole bunch of milk in there, because what will happen is you'll have this runny glaze, and you don't want a runny glaze. You want an icing, but you want it to have some sort of oomph to it. Because if you put this over warm cinnamon buns, all it's going to do is, or cinnamon rolls, all it's going to do is just melt out. And you don't want that. So you just add a little bit of milk, not a lot. Little bit down. Come out milk. There. Because you want to glaze. You want to frost these bad boys. You want to get them off the side and begin to frost them up. Frost them up, frost them up, frost them up, frost them up. This is about where I want it to be. Oh yeah. I'll show you. Hold on, let me get it down on the sides. But look. Almost where I want it to be. I'm gonna put the milk up, and I'm gonna add something that has a little bit more character to it, and that's a little bit of sweet creamer. Have y'all ever used coffee creamer to do your frosting or your glazes? They add just a little extra hint of flavor, and it's super good. Super good. Depending upon what it is you're glazing, they make for a good substitute. If you're in a pinch and you run out of milk, you can get your glazers that may like be sweet cream or French vanilla or something like that. If you just need an innocuous little glaze, they can fill in. They can clock in and work if the milk clocks out or if you don't have enough. See, now that's the consistency you want your glaze right there. So now all you got to do is take this glaze and glaze these buns. Delicious. Let me get a spatula. And we're going to glaze. We're going to glaze these buns. I wish y'all could see this. I'll show you when I'm done, but you're just going to take them and glaze them. Evenly distribute the glaze from top to bottom. You know what? I'm going to glaze. Because what I did was, the little buns that I had separated to the side, I wanted to keep them because I don't want any glaze on mine. So I'm going to evenly distribute this glaze with brie and cadres. And I'm going to keep glaze off of mine. So I have the 3 down here at the end. And the 3 down here at the end are for my enjoyment in the morning. Yep. See, I'm almost done glazing, but I don't want any glaze. I like my homemade cinnamon buns, glazeless. These 3 on the end are going to be wonderful, wonderful, and I'm excited for it. We'll give you a review. Are you gonna have some today, tonight, Tomorrow. We'll give you the main review tomorrow morning. We have a little extra glaze left over, and I'll keep it in case they want to do a dip in the morning. But let me just show y'all what we have here, what the end result looks like. Y'all see that? It's kind of hard to focus on and see. Yeah, but look at mine on the end. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get into that. Ray and Kadra are going to have a field day with this and some coffee in the morning. But with that being said, y'all, let me know if you want one. They're fresh and they're still kind of warm, y'all. That'll be good. That'll be good to go in the morning while you're watching the snow fall and stuff like that. Think about making you some cinnamon buns. They're really not that hard. But with that being said, y'all, this episode of Cooking with Kris is in the books. Y'all have a good evening, rock stars.